BBN, what's good, guys? This is your boy Big Mike here with Loyal BBN Fan Show. And guys, you know who's joining me today, Jimmy, recruiting. So, that's the guy. Jimmy, what's going on today, my man?
Hey, I'm just glad to be here. How has your day been going?
My day has been busy, man. I actually found out today that I got some more money to go back to school with. And, dude, I found out, that I can go back and get my master's for $70 a semester.
Hey, well, you go ahead and do that. Get that
Man,
done.
they told me that today, and I was like, you know what? I might go back to college and play hoops.
Yeah, I still got 2 years of eligibility. I could go back, but I don't think they do it when I'm 53.
Probably not. They probably won't let me in neither, man. So this is
Hey, I could be a manager and bring the water bottles.
me too, bro. I won't even do that right. So Jimmy, the SEC this year, man, is loaded. And it's no secret that the SEC is just everyone, and even the worst team, which I don't know who that is. But Jimmy, what's your thought so far on what's going on in the SEC? And we got a big weekend coming up this weekend. Kentucky's playing Alabama. All these games going on. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, they have talked about it, I believe, right now. The Kentucky-Alabama game is going to probably headline this weekend, but there is so many games that everybody is going to be like SEC fans this weekend is going to be like the Super Bowl Sunday. They can just flip over and just watch different things. Hopefully that these different teams it's going to be real great basketball just to watch. I mean, when you got teams like, I'm going to go to the bottom and talk like Missouri and Arkansas.
Bro, you must have read my mind because I was going to ask you about it. What about that ball game?
I mean, if Arkansas loses that game, it's 0-5.
Ooh.
That you're going down in the gutter. It's just not going to be a great year if they go 0-5 starting out right now with Arkansas. And that's going to be a tough game for Arkansas playing against Missouri.
And Missouri just took out Alabama this week. So those guys are coming in off a real high. And I mean, the Hog Nation right now, I don't keep up with them, but my buddy Jerry, he sent me a link to those guys, and I think the Hogs fans are actually having a real meltdown right now.
Yes, I've watched a couple podcasts, and they are just it's like like you said, it's a meltdown. And a lot of these fans are saying the same things the Kentucky fans said when the situation happened, and then when Calipari went there, they're all saying, should we have been upset or should we have been scared? And a lot of these Kentucky fans are saying the same thing right now. Yeah, you should have been scared.
You know what and it's crazy. I wish I had that video. Maybe tomorrow when I go live, maybe I can show a video, but it was a video about the Arkansas fans reminiscing about when they got Cal and telling Kentucky fans to move on and that they're a piece of crap and that, we got the best thing in the world. We got all the guys here, and it's not panning out one at all for these guys.
No, it is not. And a lot of these other podcasts and everybody, they have been talking about the same thing. Thank goodness that it is the way it is now and that we have Mark Pope. And it's a blessing that we have him with what he has done starting to the beginning of when he took over until what he is doing now. It is totally different for the fan base and everybody.
Everybody's loving it, Jimmy, and it's a lot of people who maybe was on the fence. A lot of people was, and let me while I'm actually doing this, let me give a shout out to Hank. Hank reminded me. Hold on one second. Let me see this right here, Mike. Let me see 1 second. Let me get this because he sent me something. Okay, so Hank, he watches my YouTube show, Jimmy, and he reminded me. And I think one thing that I think the Blick Blue Nation has forgotten is to say thank you to Mitch Barnhart and how Mitch Barnhart has knocked it out the box with I know we're talking about the SEC, so I'm going to just make this real fast. With hiring Mark Pope and hiring Kenny Brooks, the basketball programs are thriving, and it's all because we got to give some credit to Mitch Barnhart for what he did and bringing in these new coaches that has sparked the fan base like never before, like we've been wanting for a long time.
Yes, Mitch Barnhart, he knocked it out the box. I mean, when I watched that sit down with him and Calipari, I
Yeah,
knew that was like a BS thing, and I knew that something was going to happen. I didn't know if it was going to happen right then and there, 3 or 4
yeah,
weeks later, but I am glad that it happened, and I'm glad that Mitch Barnhart got Mark Pope into the system now. I
yeah.
mean, everybody is saying, we should have gotten this coach. We shouldn't have gotten this coach. We should have got that. Well, it don't matter. We got the best hire, I believe, right now that Kentucky could have ever had.
I think we did too, and everything's working out so well. And you can see how he's embracing the fan base because he is, as a lot of people would say, and I'm pretty sure you can agree with this. Mark Pope is one of us because he understands what it means to be here at Kentucky. Another game that actually jumps out to me is the Mississippi State and the Ole Miss game. That should be pretty intriguing. Mississippi State is coming off 2 straight losses. I think Mississippi State's going to be ready to play, man. What do you think about that ball game?
Yeah, that's a game because Ole Miss has to go to Mississippi State.
Yes, they do.
And so, yeah, that and both teams. Well, I know Ole Miss is 4-0, so
Yes,
they're going to have to go down to Mississippi State. That's Starkville. Well, they call it Vegasville.
yeah.
It's going to be a hype game, and yeah, that's going to be a game that Ole Miss is going to really have to watch out for.
Man, it's going to be very intriguing. And yes, as you mentioned, Ole Miss is sitting number 2 in the SEC right now, according to rankings.
Well,
The
yeah,
only
they're
two
the
left
only they're tied with
with Auburn.
Auburn at 4-0.
Yep,
The only two
they should.
teams. So
And I don't think when the season started, I don't think very many people actually was like saying, "Man, don't worry. By this time of the season, Ole Miss will be tied for first in the SEC." I don't think anybody said that because looking at maybe what Arkansas got, looking at maybe what Alabama has, and looking at Florida and even Texas A&M, like I mean, Ole Miss is sitting there. So who do you got winning that ball game?
with the Ole Miss Mississippi State game, I believe I would pick Ole Miss right now. I mean,
I'm gonna go with Mississippi State.
no, I'll go Mississippi State.
I think so too. I think
Yeah,
those guys are hard. I think
that's
those
going to
guys
be a
are.
hard game down there. I mean, Mississippi State, it's a hard game to go down there and play. And I
And
don't think they're going to lose very many home games. I
they're
mean,
not.
we got them. That was okay, but still, they're not going to lose many home games.
Exactly. And Kentucky's on a different level right now. So Kentucky was able to go down there, and Kentucky's coming off back-to-back wins too as well.
Yeah,
So I definitely think Mississippi State may find a way to pull that out. Another intriguing game that I see is the Georgia at Auburn. Now Georgia's at home. Georgia done knocked off Kentucky at home. They done knocked off Oklahoma at home. Can they find a way to knock off the number 1 team?
well,
And
you got Auburn coming at Georgia. If it is not like a white out, black out, red out, whatever it is that
yeah,
they need to fill those stands. I mean,
yes,
Georgia, it's going to be alive down there, and it's going to be a real fun game. And I do believe that Georgia is going to make it a close game. They'll have to have a little bit of help with the rebounding, maybe get a little bit of here and there of assist, a steal, a 50-50 ball. I believe Georgia might win that game.
Georgia gonna need help from the Lord tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah.
Georgia's gonna need help. That's for sure. That should be a real fun game right there. I just wonder because of their center out Brony. With him being out, you
Yeah,
know, is anybody on Auburn gonna be able to contend with Cyril? Cyril seems like he's really coming into his own. You could tell that he plays big boy ball every single ball game. So I wonder, what does that look like? Will Cyril be able to control the boards, get some blocks, stop Auburn? But I think Auburn got a lot of firepower, so it's gonna be tough for Georgia for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be. I mean, without Broome being in the game,
Yeah,
that's going to, help Georgia out. But still,
it's gonna help them.
Auburn, the other night, they demolished The-
Yes, they did.
and,
Georgia won.
and so they're rolling on without him, and I believe without Broome being in the game for Auburn until the SEC tournament or the
Yeah,
NCAA tournament, they're going to be just fine.
yeah, but it's one thing about it being number one in the nation, number one in SEC. You better believe people are targeting you, and people are ready. They are ready to beat the number one team in the nation. So your game has got to be up a whole lot. That's for sure. That Tennessee and Vandy game intrigues me a little bit. Vandy always seems to find a way here and there to find a way to beat Tennessee. Close game and everything, but the crowd's going to be ready. Vandy has a whole new team as well, new coach. Do you see any possible way that Vandy can go into Tennessee and win that? I mean, I'm sorry. Do you think anyway Tennessee goes into Vandy and win? I mean, and loses?
Yes.
Really?
I mean, the way Vandy's been playing at home, and I'll give it up to Vandy Chris. Hey,
Yeah.
they've been playing good, and I believe they have a good shot of playing a great game against Tennessee at home. They make their shots, play the defense, just go ahead and play their game, not worry about what Tennessee's doing, because Tennessee right now, I don't think that they are the greatest team that everybody is talking about how good
Yeah.
they have been.
Me neither. I agree with you there, Jimmy. And it's one thing about Vandy. Vandy is playing. They're playing their butts off because they trying to make the tournament.
Yes.
And right now, it was a photo going around. I'm not sure if you've seen it. Vandy's only got. I think Vandy's only a. Let me see. Vandy's only a. Right now, Vandy. They're predicting Vandy as being only a not a good chances of making the tournament. So I mean that's kind of scary. So if Vandy wants to keep their dreams alive, I'm going to the tournament. Vandy Chris will tell you, "Oh, we're gonna be good. We're gonna do this and everything like that." But the ultimate goal is, can we make the tournament? And if they, they're like the first four out. You know what I'm saying? Or like the whatever. They're like that. So if Vandy wants to make a run and if Vandy wants to make the tournament. Vandy has basically a 29% chance of making a tournament right now. They need this ball game. So whatever they got to do to figure it out, they need to figure out a way to beat Tennessee.
Yeah.
They really do.
I totally agree on that. But if Vandy don't make the tournament, there's LSU, Texas, there's Arkansas, Oklahoma, and South Carolina all below them that isn't going to make the tournament. I believe some of them teams are going to make the tournament. So Vanderbilt does need this game big time at home. It's going to be a great atmosphere. I know Vanderbilt, they always bring a lot of good crowds.
Yeah. And especially this year, since they've actually been really good. So I want to make a correction about, I said something earlier that was incorrect. I said that Missouri knocked off Alabama this week. It was actually, Missouri knocked off Florida this week, 83 to 82.
Yeah.
They knocked off. So who actually beat Alabama this week? Who is that? Because LSU beat Arkansas. Who beat Alabama this week? Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
I think it was
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss. Ooh, I think that changes my mind a little bit.
Yeah.
Ooh, and they went to Alabama and won.
And they won at Alabama.
Ooh.
Yes.
Am I allowed?
I watched some of that game, and there wasn't a lot of Alabama fans in the crowd, and I was like, "Where is this crowd when they're playing against teams that is actually ranked? But why they are not there, and they are there when Kentucky plays them, or
Everybody wants to come out and watch Kentucky play, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to watch Kentucky play. That's just, hey, they come to watch the name on the jersey.
Exactly. Yeah.
They really do. And right now, they got Ole Miss as being Ole Miss is almost basically a lock this year. They're 98.
I believe Ole Miss is a lock right now.
Yeah. So, right now, I mean, they got, man, it's amazing. They got South Carolina has a 0 chance at all to make the tournament. And then they went and, South Carolina lost to Vandy, which if they would have hit a free throw, they would have won the ball game.
Yeah.
But they missed the free throw. So, No, South Carolina, you don't deserve to be in the tournament. So this is very intriguing on where this is actually going. So the Oklahoma's, they're going to be at home against South Carolina. They should get this win.
They should get that win. I mean,
Yeah, Oklahoma should get that win.
I
So
believe at home Oklahoma will get that win.
yeah. Texas is traveling to Florida. What do you think, man? I think Florida's
Believe
angry. I
uh,
think Florida's going to get this.
I believe Florida will win that game. I would say whatever the point spread is, you could probably add 10 points to that.
Probably so. So let's see. I'm trying to see. Do they have anything in there? They don't have the numbers on it just yet. So not on CBS.
Yeah.
But Florida's number 5 right now. They're gonna fall as well. Alabama. Look, as long as Kentucky takes care of business, we may be back to number 5 in the nation again. I don't know, because Florida's gonna drop. Alabama's gonna drop.
Maybe right around that. If we
Yeah.
stay in the top 10, that's fine with me.
I
But
have no issues with that. Yeah,
yeah,
I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people want us to be like number 3 and number 4. But look, if you just keep me, I'm okay. Because each game, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what hashtag and numbers in front of your name. You still got to show up and you still got to play some basketball.
well,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So yeah.
I mean,
So it doesn't even matter.
we want to win every game. And, like Pope said, it's the one game it's done with. We just got to
Yep.
win the next one. But
So the
the
most
thing is, right now, we are looking, and it's past the SEC tournament. We're looking for Atlanta and we're looking for Charlotte is two of the sites that Kentucky could get in if they are a number 1 seed. I
Ooh,
believe Charlotte would probably be a Duke site. And then
yeah,
Atlanta, if
yeah.
Kentucky actually was a 1 seed, they're going to put Kentucky in Atlanta.
Oh, that's gonna be good, dude. Dude, look, we're just fans, Jimmy. Would you agree?
Oh, yes. Yes.
We're just fans. How exciting is this? Not You want the best for your team, but you understand night in and night out. It's gonna be hard, man. It's gonna be hard night in and night out.
Like I think me and you said this before, this is one of the craziest years for Mark Pope to become a head coach at the University of Kentucky, because there is 13 teams that could be in the NCAA tournament, and we could have 4 of the Final 4 teams in each region come out and be 4 SEC teams.
Man, that's crazy, dude. But that's the good thing about the SEC and playing these games twice a week, is that you're getting tested. And as fans, and this is from any program. You want your team to win every ball game. But at the end of the day, we know that that's probably not, because Auburn's going to lose too, and Ole Miss is going to lose too. So nobody's going undefeated. No one's going undefeated in the SEC. So if you think your team is going undefeated, you can erase that. So of course we shouldn't have lost to Georgia, but the referees beat us. But that's another story. But
Well, I'm
we
not
got
going to say
outplayed that
anything
night.
about that. Hey, I'm
Yeah,
done with that one.
I
Hey,
heard that.
like Pope said, that's in the past. It's
That's in the
done.
past. Yep, absolutely.
Autopsy is done. We're done with all
Yeah.
that.
The last game is the LSU and Texas A&M. LSU is fighting for their life, bro. They are, and
I mean,
at
yeah,
one,
they're 1-3. I mean, they're at least they're not in the bottom, but
no,
yeah, they're fighting for their lives.
well,
And
they're right there next. They're right there at 0% for South Carolina, so making the tournament. So I
well,
guess that says enough.
at least they can say they beat Arkansas.
Yes, they absolutely. So I guess at this point in time, nobody wants to lose to Arkansas. That's for sure.
No,
Nobody wants to lose. That's a dumpster fire down there. I'm sorry to bring up
I'm
Arkansas
telling you,
again.
hey, by the end of this month, going into February, they could be 0-8. Could you
They gonna
imagine that?
Hey, Tyson Foods and Walmart, they will buy our cow. That's for sure.
Well, he might be on the commercials, just being a Tyson commentary person, just
Yeah.
to promote the commercials. He might not be a basketball coach anymore.
No, I think that's it's tricky. I actually look for Texas A&M coming off a loss. Don't know if they're going to have Wade or not. But I find that I see. I mean, LSU's playing with house money now. The same with South Carolina.
Yeah,
The same with Vandy. Um, you know, Even
Oklahoma,
Oklahoma
yeah,
too a little bit.
Oklahoma needs a little bit of help.
They all need some help. So if
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, Texas, Oklahoma, they just come into this league and they're like, we was real good when we left, and came to the SEC. What would we walk into here?
and these guys are realizing that hey, we might be pretty decent in football and we might have made a run this year, but this basketball is a little bit different.
Yeah.
Just a little bit, especially this year. And of course, I look for the SEC in football to bounce back from its horrible year in the bowl season. But I look
Yeah.
for those guys to bounce back. But anyway, like these guys are coming in and like, they got Texas about a 75% chance to make it in March, and they got Oklahoma right behind them at about 73%.
They have a great, conference. Well, not a conference schedule, but they've had a good non-conference schedule, and
Absolutely.
they have won. With Oklahoma, they're 13-4, and Texas is 12-5. So, I mean, they still have a good standing, just like Arkansas does. It
Yeah.
just depends on how long this SEC tolls on them of them. They got to win games. They got to win
I'm
games.
shocked.
You just
Yeah,
can't take a night off in this league.
you can't take a night off, man. And I'm just, with the talent that they have, they went out and they got Davis. I think that's his name, Janelle Davis.
John L.
And he
Davis.
was supposed to be just like this, and we wanted him.
Yeah, we wanted him, and then I
He's not-
heard somebody else talking today about it. It's like Calipari has almost ruined him because he was an outstanding player at Florida Atlantic.
Yep, he sure was.
And now he's not even on the
He's not
the roster as of scoring the points for any of the team.
They've been led by a freshman, I think it is.
Yeah.
By what's the name? So the SEC. That's just a testament of the SEC. It's like we're here to play, and we're going to and we're definitely going. We're definitely going to bring our A game every single night. So we don't really care how much NIL you making. Can you go out here and can you earn your money? Because we're gonna bring it every single night. And I mean, Arkansas still got some hard games to play too, man. They still got to play the Auburn's. They still got to play the Tennessee.
Like I was telling you just earlier. They got 4 or 5 straight games. It's tough on the road, at home. Even at home, it's a tough game for them. But they could be 0-8.
I look for them to lose this weekend, unless Missouri don't want to be that team who loses to Arkansas.
No,
you know what I mean. So they don't, and it looks like they may have a chance to make the tournament too. So losing to Arkansas just wouldn't be good right now. And you got to take advantage of every win that you can possibly get. That's for sure. So man, dude, it's just going to be a very exciting weekend of SEC basketball. We didn't even cover Alabama and Kentucky. How can we can't leave without talking about Alabama?
We got to have the best for last.
You know what?
I mean, that's what it is. You got to have the best for last.
Got to have it best for last. Absolutely. So this game with Kentucky and Alabama, those guys, they remember last year how they came in last year, and I think we beat them by 28 last year. Edwards went off for a big time game last year, and Mark Sears didn't do anything. I think Mark Sears came back to college just so he could play Kentucky.
I believe so too.
I think he got destroyed. But now he's got to go against Butler, and Butler's not a freshman.
Butler, I would not care. Butler could be the player of the game and only score 4 points in this game and shut down, Sears.
Alabama's the best rebounding team in the nation.
And I mean, we've gotten a little bit better, but we've got to get a lot better on.
We do.
I mean, our defense has gotten better on the KenPom every week, but still, we're like we want to be in the 20s and 30s. We're in around the 30s and 40s on defense, but in offense, we're like number 1, number 2.
Yeah,
with Alabama, per possessions, Alabama is like scoring a point every 15.1 seconds, and we're scoring a point every 15.8 seconds. And the
Wow.
difference between that is Alabama is like number 6 and we're like number 28 in that.
Oh, we got to
But
get better there.
the scoring,
Yeah.
Alabama's ranked number 1 at like 91 point something points a game.
Alabama right now is averaging about 90 points a game, and we're averaging about 89 a game.
89,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
So, I
So, I
mean,
mean,
this is going to be whoever wins the defensive end of this game is going to win this game.
let me ask you a question, Jimmy. Why do you think TV, why do you think they decided to make this game so early and not a big-time primetime game at night?
Don't know why that was, because there is nothing on the schedule for any big games besides the Alabama-Kentucky game. Maybe they made this so far in advance that they didn't know anything about it, but there's no bowl games on. There's nothing. I would have thought that this might be one of the games that they would have had like 7 o'clock game and had the sports center would go to Kentucky and watch this game.
Absolutely. Well, I tell you what, man. If you're a basketball fan and you wake up and the first game of one of the first games that you get to see of the day is a Kentucky and Alabama game at Kentucky, and that's how you get to start off your weekend morning. Because I'm looking at the schedules. I'm looking at top 25 right now, and right now so the first 3 games of the day is going to be Alabama, UK, UConn, and Creighton, and Houston and UCF. I mean, how in the world do you not be happy about waking up first thing in the morning? Kentucky's Alabama's getting ready to come on. Like, I ain't got to wait all day. Let's just play the game. So that's pretty exciting to me. So I think that game is going to be really good. I look forward for Perry coming in. I'm giving Lamont some good minutes, and Perry is coming into his own, man. Like, you can just see his confidence. Every ball game is just rising.
He is now where he don't have his head on a swivel. He's not looking everywhere and going. He now is getting that feeling that he has actually learned so much in practice and playing against these great players in the SEC. I mean, if you want a point guard to learn how to play, you come to the SEC and you'll learn how to play. But Travis Perry, he reminds me of Travis Ford way back in the day before he went from Madisonville, Kentucky. He didn't get recruited by Kentucky. He went to Missouri, and then he transferred back with Rick Pitino, and he just become one of the greatest point guards that Kentucky has really had with him and Mashburn. But that's how I think Travis Perry is going to be. He's going to be a knockdown, drag-out dagger when you need him, and he is not going to make mistakes because now he's learning. He will, next year, as a sophomore, he's going to be like, hey, I've been through this.
Yep. And the best way for these guys to learn is to throw them into the fire and see what they do. He is really, and I give credit to Coach Pope as well too. I know he told Perry, you got to play, and you either swim or sink. You figure it out. But you could tell how much his teammates really appreciate what he's doing. You could tell that his teammates really, really do appreciate his growth. And I mean, he's almost like Brea. When he shoots the ball, you think it's going in.
I believe, I don't even think it's a 50-50 ball. When I see him shoot it, I think it's 90% to 10% chance he's going to miss 10%. I think it's going in every time.
I do too, because his shot is so pretty. And and some people, they just shoot the ball to shoot it. You can tell he's shooting the ball with purpose. So to me, that makes a big difference in the world. So, I really appreciate what this and like the growth he's had. So, hopefully our bench can come in. We're going to need, hopefully, as BC says, look, we're going to need about 10 rebounds apiece from, I don't know what's going on with Garrison though, bro. He's got to hit the boards, bro. I don't know what's going on with him.
I think he's still getting in the swing of things, and he's been
need to hurry up.
But I mean, he's behind, Williams. He's behind Carr in the starting rotation. When he gets his feeling, and he's had it. I mean, we have seen it. We have seen him flashes of it. When he is on, he is a great player. But, you know, he was a freshman last year. He's a sophomore this year. It looks like he's going to be back next year as a junior. And next year, he's just going to excel so much. But
Him and
by
Ortega.
the end of SEC tournament and going into the NCAA tournament, he is going to be a great prospect for us. Don't even have to worry about a Williams or Carr. If they get in foul trouble, we got Garrison coming in. Don't worry about it.
And Garrison's got to come in and hold his own. And
Yes.
if he can do that, because, you know, the way the refs have been calling and the way foul trouble's been, the foul trouble's been, you know, and that's another thing with Butler too as well. Butler getting in foul trouble. You got Perry coming in, and now fans at first with Perry, fans used to be like, well, I don't really know, but now they're like, you know, now he's coming in. So I'm just like, you know, like to me, it's just, can he continue to do this? And if he can, then we just gonna just as a fan base, we just gonna give this guy a hand clap, because this guy he's something else, and we appreciate it. So, but yeah, man, that's the rundown for the SEC. We all know that the SEC is hard. You cannot afford to take a night off in this. And Jimmy, as always, bro, you have come on here and you have laid the smackdown on the SEC, and that's why I appreciate you coming on with me. I know we had a little thing of trying to match up times and stuff to get on, but I definitely appreciate you taking the time out of today to watch the ball game and everything. I mean, to come live with me today. It means a lot to me, and man, I guess just go Cats.
Go Cats. I mean, yeah.
So let me ask you one question before we get off. If you can say one thing to Mark Pope right now, what would you say?
Gratitude. And glad
Absolutely,
that
yes.
you brought it.
Yes, he got it. And we could see, and I like how humble, Coach Pope, we like how humble you are. So continue to do that, and we appreciate it. So
Yes.
thanks, Coach Pope. That's coming from Mr. Jimmy, the recruiting, Mr. Mike, Loyal BBN Fan Show, and together we are the Big Blue Nation. Appreciate it. See you guys next time. Go Cats.